we're here at Upfront Week. Lots going on. We hear a lot about direct-to-consumer by the big programmers. All the big ones are talking about it. What's the imperative for them to have an identity graph?
Well, if they really want to be able to live up to the promise, that sort of one-to-one addressability that I think advertisers are looking for out of television, you need an identity graph to be able to get down to that individual or household level, to be able to provide the type of measurement that advertisers are going to look for as validation that, this whole OTT environment promises.
So what steps need to be taken? How do they pull that together? And what are the options?
Yeah, so it really depends on the perspective that they're coming at it from. So if you're a large network that's launching an OTT application, for example, having to, stitch together their linear viewers with their OTT viewers and try to find a common ID between all of the various viewing platforms is really the only way they're going to be able to bring this to market and live up to that promise of addressability and measurement. So if you look at a lot of the big networks who run everything from websites to applications to their own just straight up linear content, they have 3, 4, 5 different consumer touch points with their content and devices that they need to be able to bring together into one unified place to be able to live up to this promise.
So Tim, what's exciting to you in terms of identity and advanced TV and addressability? What's sort of exciting for you in terms of the opportunities and perhaps the opportunities for 4Info?
Yeah, I think the real opportunity for us and what I'm excited about is to be able to bring to television what we've been bringing to the digital world for the last 7 years. So we're now seeing a lot of advertisers really embrace finally this one-to-one addressability in TV. I'm glad to see advertisers are finally starting to insist on accountability from the various providers in the space. And I think the ability to prove the real effectiveness of television in this sort of one-to-one addressable world. So it's right in our sweet spot in particular, but it also in the sweet spot of several players in this market that aren't called the duopoly.
Great. And there's a lot of new data sources, a lot of from ACR to all kinds of other, and there's also regulations. And then there's changes, of course, with the with cookies and the Chrome browser and the regulations coming out of California. It seems like a whirlwind. Where are we and where might we be going in terms of what you're trying to accomplish in creating an identity graph?
Yeah, it's a good question. So identity is a great opportunity and also now has some pretty serious challenges in terms of privacy. And while it's still not technically legislation, we're seeing more and more companies adopt what they believe is going to come out of CCPA, the California Consumer Privacy Act. And what that means is that TV providers are going to have to respect consent. Consumers are going to have much greater control over their data, which is how it should be. And I think for platforms like ours that have always respected that and built this out of, from a privacy-centric standpoint, that it's a great opportunity for us to shine in that environment. It's a unique challenge for a lot of publishers who now have to worry about cookie compliance and opt-in compliance, and how are you going to connect all these devices through an IP address that's no longer going to be delivered in the clear, for example, where you can have multiple anonymized IP addresses from various entities for the same household. Those are really big challenges that I think also represent really big opportunities for platforms like ours who built our solution to work in that complicated world.
Great. And finally, where do you see your business, the opportunities growing in the next 12 months?
Pretty much on the custom connected identity map space, where we're not trying to build a one-size-fits-all. We're really focused on working directly with our partners, with our customers, in building a solution that's very unique for them. Where I think it's very interesting for companies like 4Info and others in the space is given all the issues around privacy, I think first-party data is going to become king. I think the ability to work with first-party data without a lot of third-party data overlay because of the privacy issues and concerns people have around how a lot of that third-party data was collected is going to be a great opportunity for us. And then the ability to really, model in a very sophisticated way and then measure all of that in more of a real-time basis is going to be, I think, super exciting for 4Info in the next 12 to 18 months.